Are you ready to travel to a country that doesn't belong to this world? This is a white, grey and green country whose history dates back from the Vikings to the Mongols. Although the country is 4 times bigger than many European countries, only 56,000 people live there. That's why a woman can marry 3 men if necessary, and only the strongest survive. Get ready for one of the most extraordinary journeys in the world, because when you get here you will feel the cold to the bone. Greenland is the largest island in the world that is not considered a continent. Its area is 2,166,000 square kilometers and 80% of the country is covered with ice. Only 56,000 people live here. No one can own land here. Once you submit your project and the place where you want to build a house to the local municipality, you can start construction with the approval you will receive. But from the moment you walk out your door, everything becomes the property of the state. There is an interesting tradition in Greenland. It's a place where a woman can marry up to 3 men. It may sound surprising, but survival is at the center of everything in Greenland. Most of the population subsists by hunting creatures such as whales, seals and reindeer. The main source of food is what nature provides, and most things, from clothing to household items, are still made from animal skins and bones. When the men go out hunting, a woman is obliged to be present in the house to maintain this order, hence the official protection of the state. If a man cannot find a wife because of the population, he applies to the marriage office and asks for a suitable wife. If the result is negative, he takes on the role of someone else's wife, second or third husband to provide for the household. However, these marriages are informal, non-sexual marriages. This situation arises when there is no woman in the household to prepare the animals hunted by the man, do the housework and take care of the household. In fact, this arrangement is essential for the survival of the community. Greenlandic natives see marriage as a communal endeavor, and so the term marriage with second and third husbands is not exactly an accurate description. But when it comes to survival, many things can become commonplace. Why was it necessary to settle in a country covered in ice for most of the year? Actually, the story goes back to the Vikings. A few Viking explorers discovered Greenland but did not feel the need to settle. However, Eric the Red, a famous Viking nobleman, was sentenced to exile for murder in Iceland, and in the 980s he set sail for the far-off land he had heard of in legends. Ironically, he sailed to Greenland, which means green country, because he found it in summer, but it was not green at all. Eric the Red stayed in Greenland for 3 years, exploring important parts of the country and experiencing the harsh conditions, the cold and all the other details. But it needed a more attractive name than Iceland to bring people here. According to Viking legends, when Eric the Red returned from exile, he came to Iceland and told the free people that he had discovered a lush country here. He persuaded them to come with him. They set off in 21 ships, but only 14 made it safely. When the other Vikings arrived in a land that was not as green as Eric the Red had seen, they were amazed and said, "This is a green country that is not green at all," and adopted the name Greenland. It was no longer easy to turn back, and the freemen began to settle here after seeing this landscape. This country is home to one of the most extraordinary landscapes in the world, and the Northern Lights are part of it. Imagine you look up and see a sky more beautiful than you could ever imagine. Centuries later, Eskimos, also known as Inuit, began to settle in Greenland. In the 13th century, communities of mostly Mongolian and Siberian peoples who had crossed the Bering Strait thousands of years ago and settled in Alaska and then Canada began to settle in Greenland. The total length of highways in this huge country is only 150 kilometers, meaning there are no highways between cities. Many settlements are disconnected during the winter months. Transportation used to be by sleds, but this has now become a tourist attraction, and sled dogs are said to be not treated well. Everyone has a car and a snowmobile, and transportation is now based on snowmobiles. Only a very small number of Inuit in the north of the country continue to use sled dogs as a real means of transportation. Water is also not easy to find in the country. Due to the freezing weather conditions throughout the year, municipalities deliver water to homes every few days for cleaning and other needs. In short, living in Greenland is not easy. Family life is also a difficult situation. Almost half suffer from domestic problems and early divorces. The cold weather, with little to do during the day, has made locals addicted to alcohol. The fact that the drinking partner is under the age of 18 increases the addiction even more. The men living here drink heavily at the end of the day after finishing their work. Indeed, in 2001, Casilla Town Police reported 15 domestic suicides, 4 suicide threats, and 6 cases of violence in a short period of time. At the same time, local health authorities reported that treatment capacity for alcohol poisoning was full, and the government banned the sale of alcohol in the town for 2 weeks. Such short-term alcohol bans are common in different regions. Previous generations in Greenland had a low level of education, but the new generations have managed to improve themselves. At the same time, as Danish citizens, they have the opportunity to go to Denmark for university education, and all their expenses are covered by the Danish state. This is a result of Denmark's efforts to keep the locals happy, but there is no proper infrastructure in the country, and the ground is covered with hard rock and ice. Therefore, communication tools such as internet and telephone can be problematic. Television and internet are provided by satellite signals in every town and city, making internet speeds slow and expensive. The minimum wage in Greenland is 2,204 euros as of 2023. Salaries for skilled workers or technicians can reach 6,000, 7,000 euros. Fishermen also earn a significant amount of money. Have you heard that then US President Donald Trump wanted to buy Greenland? His offer was met with a huge backlash, and Donald Trump cancelled his visit to Denmark. In fact, there are still American military bases in Greenland. During the Second World War, an American airbase was established against Nazi Germany, which today serves as the Patuxent spaceport. But there is another secret base close to this one. Established with the permission of Denmark in 1958 for scientific experiments, this base, dubbed Century Camp, was not used for scientific experiments, but to produce nuclear weapons and defense systems against the Soviets. When these activities were discovered by the Danish government, it was abandoned in 1968 and buried under the glaciers. The camp included power plants, workshops, offices, radio stations, garages, dumps, buildings, shops, a hospital, living quarters, and a gym, all the amenities of a modern city. Greenland is the land of the world's most extraordinary landscapes, adventurers, and explorers. It is a place where you can sail past killer whales, where you can still see planes that crashed years ago in the middle of the glaciers, where seals and reindeer are everywhere, where polar bears come with surprises, where you can dive in freezing seas, where you can take an endless journey between glaciers on ships. Greenland is a land of people who have to look at the world differently from everyone else and survive. Unfortunately, in a very short time, all the glaciers in the country are expected to melt. This is an international problem that will open the door to major disasters for both the people there and the rest of the world. Will you have a chance to go and see it before all this happens? I don't know if you need to, but remember, trolls don't belong in this world. This is the land of ice and the magical land of solitude. I'm Emre Turgut. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel to support us. See you in the next video. Goodbye.